We want to go ahead and get into retroversion of pelvis. We're going to maintain a flat lumbar spine, flat thoracic, our chin is tucked in, crown and head is up, eyes are looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension. Then, what we want to do is the ipsilateral arm, we're going to go ahead and project it forward. We want to go ahead and go into maximum extension. Hey everyone, thanks for tuning in. Steven here with Team Euphoric, and today I'm going to be teaching you how to be your own therapist by demonstrating the top 5 myofascial stretching exercises for posture correction, and more specifically, I'm going to be teaching you how to correct laterally rotated shoulders. Before I get on with the exercises, I want to do a quick recap of what exactly laterally rotated shoulders are and why exactly you should care. Basically, as the name implies, laterally rotated shoulders is when your humerus or your upper arm bone is laterally rotated, so it's going to be rotated outward to the outside. And if you don't address it, it can lead to a whole host of issues like neck pain, mid-back pain, shoulder pain, so you would want to address it immediately. And it's a very, very rare condition. In 17 years, I've only treated one patient who has had it, but if you do have it, one of the ways in which you could correct it would be to do some strengthening exercises for the muscles that are responsible for medially rotating the shoulders. We ended up doing those a couple days ago. I'm going to include a link right up over here to the top 5 strengthening exercises for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders. But once you've done those exercises, a terrific complement to those would be to do some myofascial stretching exercises for the muscles that are responsible for laterally rotating the shoulders. And that's exactly what we're going to be doing for you guys today. So without further ado, here are the top 5 myofascial stretching exercises for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders. The first myofascial stretching exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be for the posterior deltoid. And for it, we're going to be in a tall kneeling position. We want to go ahead and get into retroversion of pelvis. We're going to maintain a flat lumbar spine, flat thoracic, our chin is tucked in, crown and head is up, eyes are looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension. Then, what we want to do is the ipsilateral arm, we're going to go ahead and project it forward. We want to go ahead and go into maximum extension of elbow and wrist. Then, we want to go ahead and frontalize the scapula. You're going to do that by trying to imagine that you're pushing the scapula away from your body. So you're going into protraction. Then we want to go into maximum medial rotation of the humerus by turning the palm in toward the midline. With the contralateral arm, so the arm opposite to the side that we're stretching, we're going to go ahead and reach, and we're going to induce an adduction by pulling it across. Then from here, what we want to do at the cervical spine, we want to go into slight flexion, and then we want to go into a contralateral flexion of the cervical spine by bending away from the side that we're stretching, and then ipsilateral rotation by rotating toward the side that we're stretching. And this is the myofascial stretching exercise for the posterior deltoid. Next, the second myofascial stretching exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be for the teres minor muscle. For the teres minor, we want to go ahead and get into a prone position, so you're going to be laying down on your stomach. From here, what we want to do, legs are going to be straight. We're going to go into dorsiflexion of ankle by pointing the toes toward our head. And then we want to maintain retroversion of pelvis, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, our chin is tucked in, crown and head away, eyes are looking down between our thighs to put the dura mater under tension. With the shoulder, what we want to do is go into abduction of 90 degrees. So we're going to go straight out across. Then we want to go into maximum medial rotation. So we're going to turn our palm toward the ceiling. We then want to take our elbow and we're going to flex it to 90 degrees. From this position right over here, we want to go into frontalization of the scapula. So imagine that you are trying to push your elbow and project it away from your body. And then with the glenohumeral joint, you want to push it caudally. So imagine you're trying to bring your shoulder down toward your glutes. From this position, we want to take some type of lift and we're going to place it underneath our wrist. And then the last thing that we want to do at the cervical spine, we are going to do a contralateral side bend by bending away from the side that we're stretching, and contralateral rotation by rotating away from the side that we're stretching by pinning our ear down toward the ground. And this is the myofascial stretching exercise for the teres minor. Next, the third myofascial stretching exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be for the infraspinatus muscle. For the infraspinatus, it's going to be very similar to the teres minor. The only difference for this one right over here is instead of 90 degrees of abduction, we're going to go into 100 degrees of abduction, but it's pretty much exactly the same. We got the lower body relaxed, dorsiflexion of ankle, retroversion of pelvis, flat lumbar, flat thoracic, our chin is tucked in, crown and head away, eyes looking down at the floor to put the dura mater under tension. We're going to abduct the shoulder to 100 degrees. We're going to go into medial rotation by turning the palm toward the ceiling, flex the elbow to 90 degrees. We're going to maintain a lift underneath the elbow. And then what we want to do, frontalize the scapula by pressing the elbow away from our body. And then from this position right over here, we want to imagine that we are trying to bring the head of the humerus caudally by bringing it down toward the glutes. Then we want to maintain a lateral side bend, so we're going to do a contralateral side bend by bending away from the side that we're stretching at the cervical spine, and then contralateral rotation by rotating away from the side that we're stretching. And this is the myofascial stretching exercise for the infraspinatus muscle. Next, The next two exercises that I'm going to be demonstrating for you, these have nothing to do with shoulder rotation, but oftentimes what happens is when you get lateral rotation of the shoulders, it's going to be coupled with retraction of the scapula. So aside from just stretching the lateral rotators of the shoulder, what we would want to do to correct lateral rotation of the shoulders is also stretch the shoulder retractors. So today we're going to be doing the rhomboids. So the fourth myofascial stretching exercise for posture correction to correct a laterally rotated shoulder is going to be for the rhomboid major muscle. For the rhomboid major, we want to go ahead and get into a kneeling position. Then from here, what we want to do is pin the lateral border of the scapula down toward the ground. Once the lateral border is pinned, what we want to do with the contralateral arm is we're going to go straight overhead, and we want to roll onto our stomach without allowing the lateral border to leave the ground. From this position right over here, we got maximum extension of elbows and wrists, and then we want to go into maximum external rotation of the shoulders. So with the ipsilateral arm, the arm that we're going to be stretching, we want to project it cephalically. So we're going to go on an upward diagonal. And then with the contralateral arm, we're going to go straight overhead. We're projecting the palm out and away on both sides, and this is the myofascial stretching exercise for the rhomboid major. And then last, the fifth and final myofascial stretching exercise for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders is going to be for the rhomboid minor. For the rhomboid minor, very, very similar. We're just going to change the level of where the humerus is at. But what we want to do, same thing. We're in a tall kneeling position, and for this one, we want a wide base. So we're going to widen out our knees a little bit more. We are going to pin the lateral border of the scapula down toward the ground. We want to go ahead and roll onto our stomachs until the lateral border lifts. So we want to make sure that it stays pinned to the ground. We got maximum extension of elbow and wrist, maximum external rotation of shoulders. With the contralateral arm, go straight up overhead. With the ipsilateral arm, we want to go at 90 degrees, so we're going to project it straight across. And this is the myofascial stretching exercise for the rhomboid minor. And there you have it. Those were the top 5 myofascial stretching exercises for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders. If you have laterally rotated shoulders, or if you have issues with regard to neck pain, upper back pain, mid back pain, or shoulder pain, go ahead and give those exercises a try. And if you have given them a try, go ahead and drop your comments down in the comment section. Let me know what you guys thought. In terms of the actual programming for the myofascial stretching exercises, what you want to do is 3 sets of a 30-second hold on each side, and you want to do them every single day. The reason we're going to be doing them every single day is because we're trying to elicit a postural change. So if you only do the stretches once a week or once a month, you're not going to be able to see the true benefits of the myofascial stretching exercises. So 3 sets of 30 seconds every single day. And then this coming Monday at 2 o'clock p.m., I'm going to be taking you through a third problem that may arise. If you have any type of damage or compression to the nerve roots that are responsible for laterally rotating or medially rotating the shoulders, then what's going to happen is the nerves are not going to be able to send the proper signal to the muscle to fire properly, and that can exacerbate laterally rotated shoulders. So this coming Monday at 2 o'clock p.m., I'm going to be taking you through the top 5 ELDOA exercises for posture correction to correct laterally rotated shoulders. So be out on the lookout for that. If you guys have any questions at all, go ahead and ask your questions down in the comment section so I can help you guys out. But that's pretty much it for today's video. If you guys enjoyed the video, be sure to smash that like button so I know to keep making these types of videos in the future. And if you're either new to the channel or haven't subscribed yet, be sure to subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell, as I will be uploading new videos every single day. That's it for today's video. Thanks for tuning in, and I will see you again tomorrow.